Be careful in old age. The truth will shock you. Senior advice. Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into what it means to live a healthy, joyful, and meaningful life as we age. If you're new here, I'm so glad you've joined us. This is the place where we share practical advice, timeless wisdom, and a little bit of inspiration to help you thrive in your golden years. So, grab a cup of coffee, tea, or maybe just a comfy seat, and let's have a heart-to-heart today. Today's video is a big one. The title says it all. Be careful in old age. The truth will shock you. Now, don't let that scare you. It's not about doom and gloom. Instead, it's about waking up to some hard truths that can actually set you free to live your best life. As we get older, there are things we need to be mindful of, things that can sneak up on us if we're not careful. But don't worry, I'm not just here to point out the problems. I'm going to share practical, life-changing advice to help you navigate these challenges, stay healthy, and keep that spark of joy alive. You know, I've always believed that aging isn't about slowing down. It's about living smarter, wiser, and with more purpose. Whether you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or beyond, this video is for you. We're going to talk about the pitfalls to avoid, the habits to embrace, and the mindset shifts that can make all the difference. And trust me, some of these truths might surprise you. They did for me when I first started reflecting on them. So, let's dive in and explore what it really means to age well. Oh, and before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you care about. It might just change their life too. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the first big truth. Your health is everything, especially as you age, and it's more fragile than you might think. I know, we've all heard this before, but hear me out. When we're younger, we feel invincible. We bounce back from late nights, junk food binges, or skipping workouts. But as we hit our 50s and beyond, our bodies aren't as forgiving. Small habits, good or bad, start to add up in ways that can either make or break your quality of life. Let me tell you about my friend Susan. She's 62 now, and a few years ago, she was a picture of health, or so she thought. She was active, loved her daily walks, and ate what she considered a pretty healthy diet. But she had one habit she didn't think much about. She loved her sugary coffee drinks. Every morning, she'd swing by her favorite coffee shop for a large mocha latte with whipped cream. It was her little treat, her moment of joy to start the day. Sounds harmless, right? But over time, those daily sugar bombs started to take a toll. She began feeling sluggish, gained some weight, and eventually found out she was pre-diabetic. It was a wake-up call for her. The truth is, in old age, your body doesn't let you get away with those little treats as easily. Small choices, like what you eat, how much you move, or even how you manage stress, have a huge impact. Here's the shocking part. Conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or even joint pain don't just show up overnight. They're often the result of years of small, seemingly innocent habits that build up. The good news? You can turn it around with small, intentional changes. Eat for longevity. Focus on whole foods. Think colorful veggies, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats like avocados or nuts. Cut back on processed foods and sugars. Susan, for example, swapped her mocha latte for a black coffee with a splash of almond milk and a sprinkle of cinnamon. It's still delicious, but it's kinder to her blood sugar. Move every day. You don't need to run a marathon. A 20-minute walk, some light yoga, or even gardening can keep your body strong and your heart happy. Studies show that regular movement can reduce your risk of chronic diseases by up to 50%. Get regular check UPS. Don't skip those doctor visits. Catching issues early, like high blood pressure or cholesterol, can save you from bigger problems down the road. Here's the second truth, and it's a tough one. Loneliness can be just as dangerous as smoking or obesity. I'm not exaggerating. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that social isolation in older adults is linked to higher risks of depression, cognitive decline, and even early death. As we age, it's easy to drift apart from friends, family, or community. Maybe your kids have moved away, or you retired and lost that daily connection with coworkers. Whatever the reason, Loneliness can creep in, and it's a bigger threat than most people realize. I remember talking to my neighbor, Tom, a 67-year-old retiree. After he left his job, he found himself spending most days alone at home, watching TV or tinkering in his garage. He told me, "I didn't think I was lonely. I thought I was just enjoying my own company." But over time, he noticed he was feeling down, unmotivated, and even a little forgetful. It wasn't until he joined a local book club that he realized how much he'd been missing human connection. That one small step, showing up to discuss books with strangers, changed his outlook. He made new friends, started laughing core, and even felt sharper mentally. The shocking truth? Loneliness isn't just about feeling sad. It can raise your stress hormones, weaken your immune system, and even increase your risk of heart disease. But here's the flip side. Building connections can add years to your life and joy to your days. Join a community. Find a group that shares your interests, whether it's a book club, a gardening group, or a volunteer organization. Websites like meetup.com or your local community center are great places to start. Stay in touch. Make it a habit to call or visit a friend or family member at least once a week. Even a quick chat can lift your spirits. Embrace technology. If mobility is an issue, try video calls or online forums. There are tons of online communities for seniors where you can share stories, tips, or just chat about life. Let's talk about the third truth. Your mindset is everything. As we age, it's easy to fall into negative thought patterns. Maybe you catch yourself thinking, "I'm too old to try that," or "This is just how life is now." But here's the shocking truth. Those thoughts aren't just harmless grumbling. They can actually limit your life. Your mindset shapes how you feel, how you act, and even how your body responds to aging. Let me share a story about my Aunt Margaret. At 70, she decided to take up painting. Now, Margaret had never picked up a paintbrush in her life, and she was convinced she'd be terrible at it. But she signed up for a local art class anyway, mostly because she was bored and wanted to try something new. To her surprise, she loved it. She wasn't Picasso, but she found joy in creating, and it gave her a new sense of purpose. More than that, she said it made her feel young again, like she was discovering a new side of herself. That's the power of a growth mindset. Research backs this up. Studies from Yale University show that older adults with a positive view of aging live, on average, 7.5 years longer than those with negative views. That's huge. Your thoughts can literally add years to your life. Challenge negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm too old," flip the script. Ask, "Why not try it?" Or, "What's the worst that'll happen?" Learn something new. Whether it's painting, playing an instrument, or even learning to use TikTok, try new things keeps your brain sharp and your spirit young. Practice gratitude. Every day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. It could be as simple as a sunny day or a good conversation. Gratitude rewires your brain. Focus on the positive. Here's another truth that might hit home. Financial stress can take a huge toll on your health and happiness as you age. In our 50s and beyond, many of us start worrying about retirement savings, medical bills, or unexpected expenses. The shocking part? Financial stress doesn't just make you anxious. It can lead to physical health problems like high blood pressure, insomnia, and even heart issues. I'll never forget my friend David's story. David was 64 and had always been careful with his money. But a few years ago, he got hit with a big medical bill after a minor surgery. It threw him into a spiral of worry. He stopped sleeping well, started skipping his workouts, and even avoided social outings because he was so focused on cutting costs. It wasn't until he sat down with a financial planner that he realized he had options, like adjusting his budget or exploring insurance benefits he hadn't known about. That one meeting took a huge weight off his shoulders and helped him get back to living his life. The truth is, financial security isn't about being rich. It's about having a plan that gives you peace of mind. You don't need $1 million to age well, but you do need to be proactive. Create a budget. Track your income and expenses to see where your money's going. Apps like Mint or a NAB can make this easier. Talk to a professional. A financial advisor can help you make sense of your retirement savings, Social Security, or Medicare options. Plan for the unexpected. Set aside a small emergency fund. even if it's just $500. It's a buffer that can ease your mind. Finally, let's talk about mental health. This is a big one, and it's something we don't talk about enough. As we age, it's normal to face emotional challenges, whether it's dealing with loss, adjusting to retirement, or just feeling like life's moving too fast. But here's the shocking truth. Ignoring your mental health can be just as dangerous as ignoring your physical health. I remember a time when I was going through a rough patch myself. A few years ago, I lost a close friend, and it hit me harder than I expected. I tried to push through, thinking I just needed to stay strong. But I started feeling anxious, couldn't focus, and lost interest in things I used to love. It wasn't until I talked to a therapist that I realized I was dealing with grief and needed to process it. That experience taught me that it's okay to ask for help, and it's one of the strongest things you can do. Mental health issues like depression or anxiety are common in older adults, but they're not a normal part of aging. The good news? They're treatable, and taking care of your mental health can transform your life. Talk it out. Whether the therapist, a trusted friend, or a support group, sharing what you're feeling can make a huge difference. Practice self-care. Simple things like meditation, journaling, or even a daily walk can boost your mood and reduce stress. Know the signs. If you're feeling hopeless, withdrawn, just off for more than a couple of weeks, reach out to a doctor or counselor. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a step toward healing. These truths might sound heavy, but they're also empowering. Being careful in old age doesn't mean living in fear. It means living with intention. It's about making small, smart choices every day that add up to a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. Whether it's eating better, staying connected, shifting your mindset, planning your finances, or taking care of your mental health, you have the power to shape your future. Tending a garden. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Just plant a few seeds, water them regularly, and watch them grow. Over time, those small efforts turn into a beautiful, thriving garden. That's what aging well is all about. Wow! We've covered a lot today, haven't we? I hope these truths have opened your eyes to what's possible as you age, and maybe given you a little nudge to take action. Aging isn't about slowing down or settling for less. It's about embracing the season of life with wisdom, courage, and joy. You've got so much to offer the world, and the choices you make today can help you live a life that's not just long, but truly rich. Here's my challenge to you. Pick one thing from today's video to try this week. Maybe it's going for a daily walk, calling an old friend, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Whatever it is, start small and see where it takes you. And if you're feeling inspired, share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're living your best life. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up, share it with someone you care about, and hit that subscribe button so we can keep this journey going together. Until next time, stay healthy, stay connected, and keep shining. I'll see you in the next video.